So hi guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry clocking into TikTok. And guys, I just wanted to kind of jump on tonight. This is right now it is 11:20 p.m. um on New Year's Eve. So we have less than an hour left of this year of 2025. And with that being said, I just wanted to kind of go out into the TikTok streets, if you will, and see who is out and about. And um, guys, I was kind of debating whether I was going to go live tonight, like if it was going to be beneficial or anything like that. Um, is not wondering if that's the right words I'm using, but I was just kind of wondering if it was going to be beneficial or if it was just going to be pointless because it's New Year's Eve and everybody's out celebrating. But there's got to be some people, someone out here that might be home, or you're just in a quiet corner somewhere, and um, you can take a listen. And basically, the way I look at this, this is going to be a little bit of the way I look at it, this is going to be a little bit of a gift to whoever's listening, because I feel like I'm going to be sharing something that maybe I've seen and I noticed, but I'm wondering if anybody else would see this in the same way that I see it. Right now, it is 11:22. That if you were thinking in like angel numbers, master numbers, anything like that. It's 11:22, and that both numbers 11 and 22 are both master numbers. Um, but anyhow, I just wanted to see if there would be anyone who would pop on and, hop on and join me tonight. And I kind of feel like what I'm going to be sharing is just going to be a little bit of a gift, and I'm hoping that you will see it that way as well. Um, so let me go ahead and get started with, the message that I'm trying to spread tonight. Okay. Now, I'm hoping that everybody, I just want to say that if you're out and about, I know that it's New Year's Eve and everything like that, but I just want to, tell everyone, be careful on the roads and everything. And, it's New Year's Eve, but obviously we want to make it to see the new year, and we want to celebrate the new year and everything together. So just be safe, and the idea designated driver and all that great stuff. So anyhow, guys, I want to thank anybody who joins me tonight, obviously because it is New Year's Eve. But with that being said, I want to explain to you guys what you're looking at right now. Um, I want to explain to you guys what you're looking at right now. And I'm a little bit jumpy and all that because I have had a little bit of caffeine and everything. And again, there is an excitement in the air because it is New Year's Eve. I'm still one of those people where I feel that sense of excitement. Just knowing that, I was so, some people want to say blessed, some people want to say bliss, they want to stay away from blessed, they want to say blissed or whatever. But I feel so blessed, and everything else that I am, you know, it looks like, we're not quite there, but I'm going to see a new year. And it's not like I'm like old or anything like that, but when you think about your family and you think about your loved ones who are still here and everything like that, and then the fact that you're here, I just found out today that there was someone, and again, I'm not some old lady or whatever. I haven't mentioned my age or anything yet on my channel, but I actually found out about someone today that passed away a couple of days ago. And, the funeral hasn't been, had or anything like that. And I'm just thinking about the family and the surprise and everything, because this person I knew of the person, but I didn't know him, like that. But I knew of the person, like I knew them from like childhood or whatever. And I'm just thinking about the family, the parents, and everything like that. They passed away, and this person is around about the same age as I am. So, we can't take any time, and we just can't take it for granted. So this is a new year that we're getting ready to jump into, and with that being said, I just wanted to take some time out and jump on with you guys and spread just a little bit of a message or whatever. And yeah, so it might seem a little bit jumbled and all over the place, but that's what it is. I'm just kind of feeling different things. And again, it is New Year's Eve. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to be telling you, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that sometimes I have a tendency to come up with things that might look like a puzzle to like other people. And then I see it in a certain way, and then I have to explain the puzzle to you. And the puzzle could be within something that I've written down, or it could be in a picture that I've taken. Not too long ago, I had taken a picture of a cat. And the thing about it was a black cat, and it was just the way that it was positioned. And there was a whole story behind it and everything, but the way that I started out, and I was just asking everybody, like, do you know what you're looking at? So I kind of feel like you know what you're looking at right now. This is a picture that I, here on my channel, Sunset Songs. I'll go ahead and say that if you haven't watched any of my other videos. My channel, Sunset Songs, is all about my personal journey with the law of attraction. If you're watching this video, most likely you already know what the law of attraction is. The law of attraction is the idea that like attracts like. And I think I hear my cat out, right at my door or whatever. And anyhow, that's something else. But anyhow, my own cat. But anyhow, not the cat that was in the picture or whatever the other day, but my cat, Sasha, who I call her my co-host here on my show, or my channel, my show. I feel like it's a show, my channel, whatever. But, so she might interrupt here in a little bit. You might hear whatever. But again, she is my co-host, so it's all good. But, the idea of the law of attraction is the idea that like attracts like. When you are thinking positive thoughts, doing positive things, hanging out with positive people, then through the law of attraction, you would be attracting positive energies back into your life. You would be attracting more positive experiences, more positive people to hang out with, more positive thoughts, all those kind of things. But if you are constantly, and at the same time, I'm not going to say that negative thoughts don't cross my mind. I have a lot of thoughts coming to me all the time because I'm a Gemini, and Gemini energy is like twin energy, always thinking thoughts and everything. And I got to admit that not all my thoughts are positive. And I share that or whatever. Not all my thoughts are positive. And my idea here is to, whenever I'm thinking something negative, when I'm thinking of, did I mix that up? When I'm thinking of something negative, the negative thoughts come my way, but I try to, start thinking something positive to transmute it and take that energy and turn it into something better. If you get what I'm saying. But when you are constantly thinking negative, you're constantly hanging out with negative people, you're, doing negative things, all that kind of stuff. You're thinking negative thoughts, all that. Then the same through the law of attraction. It's so said that you would be attracting the negative back into your life. And again, my channel, it's not about that. Again, whenever there's going to be, it is a world and a life really of duality. So there's going to be things coming your way that you're not, you're not always going to like everything, but at the same time, here on my channel, the idea is, okay, we're going to talk about it and we're going to try our best to transmute it into something positive. Okay. So, I wanted to let you, again, that's what my channel is all about. And, I did say it's about my personal journey with the law of attraction. And on that journey, I'm hoping to kind of take you by the hand, and we're going to go along the path, and we're doing this thing together, right? But with that being said, the pictures that I share are taken from my phone, because even, I want to get to the point where maybe I have better equipment and all that different stuff when it comes to recording. But for right now, I record from my phone, and I started doing that because it got to the point where I'm just like, I just want to start a channel and I want to get going on it. And I got a phone and here we go. So, I share things from my personal experience. The pictures that I share are most, taken from my personal experience, the things that I'm experiencing, the things that's going on in my life, through the course of the day or my journey. And it's just the pictures are taken from my phone. So with that being said, I may as well go ahead and kind of explain to you what you're looking at right now. You probably already know, but I'm going to explain what I kind of saw it as. It just kind of came to me this way. And sometimes I don't know it. Sometimes maybe I kind of feel like the more that I do, like, there's things that you can do, like guided meditations, like you can find them on TikTok, or not TikTok. Well, you can find the sound frequencies or whatever on TikTok. But for the most part, when I do guided meditations, whatever, I find guided meditations on YouTube. And I kind of feel like, the more I've been doing these things for a while, a couple of years now, my personal journey, and I really got deep into the law of attraction, you know, that's another story with the death of my mom. But I kind of feel like a lot of us really started, getting into spirituality. There may have been more people that got into spirituality when COVID-19, when we were in the midst of COVID-19. And that's when I really got into the guided meditations and things like that. And obviously, now I'm still doing the guided meditations. But sometimes I kind of feel like I see things in a certain way because of the guided meditations. Like the guided meditations are helping. They're, unlocking something, right? I may not have seen something in the same way if I wasn't doing guided meditations, or again, especially if I wasn't into spirituality. I just wouldn't look into it. Just like you get into signs and symbols and all those things, you get into the angel numbers, you know what they are. You know what you're looking at. So with that being said, what you are looking at right now, I was thinking about maybe like writing like Happy New Year on here, or, on the picture or whatever, but obviously the new year of 2026 isn't quite here yet. It's 1133. That's two master numbers, back to back, 11 and 33. But we have a little bit more time. But guys, and I want to go ahead and say, if there's anyone that I wanted to jump on and go live with you all and share some time with you guys for this New Year's Eve. But usually on New Year's Eve, I like to be somewhere where I know exactly when the ball's like dropping. Like when we get to the point where it's like 20, 19, 18. Anyone, if you can kind of put it maybe in the chat, like when we're getting close to that, I would really, really appreciate it. I even told some of my family members, like, to kind of say it, like start saying like 20, 19, 8, and, working our way down. And then when we get to the 10 and the 9, I want to know when we're getting ready to go into the new year. So there was a part of me that wanted to make sure that I was, among right among my family, things like that. But I did want to kind of spend some time with you guys as well. And it just so happened that the whole day's, been going by, and I finally got a chance to come on. So if anyone can kind of hint around to like, okay, we've got one more minute left in case I miss it or something like that, it would be much appreciated. So I just wanted to bring this new year in with whoever would join me tonight. And I want to thank you, everyone who's joining me tonight, because, well, you could be doing something else. You may be doing something else and you just went off into a corner, you hopped on TikTok, and here we are. And either way, I just want to thank you so much for joining me during this last hour before 2025 is in, or 2026. I'm going backwards. Okay, guys. So what you're looking at right now is a picture taken from my phone. And this is going to be I feel like it's a little bit of a gift, or, maybe unlocking a bit of a puzzle, if you will. But what you see the date, December the 30th, which that was yesterday, December the 30th. Obviously, that's the day before New Year's Eve. And I'm trying to remember for whatever reason, I just looked at my phone at 11 o'clock. And I had been asking like my higher self or whatever, or, I'm just trying to think, okay, the last time I went live, I was talking about the spiritual meaning and like the witchcraft, all the meaning all the way around, all across the board. Um, I was trying to look up the interesting points that about a pine tree. And obviously that was because of, I tied that into, Christmas and this time of year that we're in right now. But and the other day I didn't quite finish that video because I took so many notes. I had so much to share. I've got a different way where I'm going to come back and talk about that again because pine trees are what is called, they're called evergreens. And they're called evergreens because they keep their the pine needles, they stay, healthy and green and all that throughout the year. Like they're not like some other trees where they lose their leaves. Like they keep their leaves year round green and beautiful and all that. So they're called evergreens. Um but so I could talk about that anytime, so I'll come back to it. But I was kind of wondering, like, what am I going to talk about if I kind of want to go live? I'm wondering, do I want to go live for New Year's Eve? And I'm having this thought yesterday, the day before New Year's Eve. And I'm like, I don't want to talk. I just don't want to go back to the pine thing again. I'll jump back into that because I need to find something that's a little bit more tailored around New Year's Eve and just the excitement, or something that would be more fitting for it. So I'm like, well, I'm trying to think, like, what could I talk about? Like, what could I pull together quick enough and have enough information to talk about it and be ready by, New Year's Eve and to bring it to you guys, which, New Year's Eve is today. So within no time, it came to me. I asked the universe, thinking to myself, what am I going to talk about? And probably within like 10, 15, I don't even know if it was that long, it came to me. What came to me? It came to me what I was going to talk about. And it came to me through time. It came to me through time and just the fact that I just randomly looked at my phone because there was something that I knew, there's something that I do, at that certain time where I'm like, okay, I need to go and get that done. I haven't done it yet. Let me look at my clock and see what time it is. I look at the phone and basically it was right on the time where I needed to look at it, right? It was 11 o'clock. Okay. And it was 11 o'clock in the morning. And so that's what you're looking at right now. And maybe I need to explain it. You see December the 30th. The Tuesday was on there, but with the picture, this is actually a picture that is, the what the cover photo basically, or the wallpaper for my phone, right? The main picture. And I wanted to change it up. I obviously didn't want the everything that was in the picture to be in the picture. It just wouldn't be fitting. So I had to go in my phone and, take things out and, make it look as presentable as possible. And you can't make out everything that wasn't in the picture. And that's the idea of it. I just wanted you to focus on maybe the date and the time. So it said Tuesday at first, December the 30th, and I got rid of the Tuesday, right? But it was 11 o'clock. And as I'm looking at the 11 o'clock, and the whole time I'm thinking, okay, a little bit before that, just a little bit before that, I was thinking, if I go live, what am I going to talk about? And when I talk about whatever I'm going to talk about, I'm going to have enough time to pull it all together in time enough to, get the stuff together and then deliver it tomorrow. And it came to me. Okay, guys, what you're looking at is the time. It was 11 o'clock, 11 o'clock yesterday, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I want you to kind of use your imagination because I definitely kind of credit myself on having a very active imagination. Maybe it's a Gemini thing, whatever, because Geminis are all about the thought and thoughts coming in and stuff like that, right? And creative energy, right? And So this is the way I kind of see it, and I want to see if anybody else sees it this way, or if you've ever seen it this way, right? Okay, and I'm going to let you know right now it's 11:40, so we've got 20 minutes left of the new year, right? But anyhow, I don't want to get off the subject. I easily do that. Okay, so right now you're looking at the time. It was 11 o'clock, and if you look at it, I was thinking the idea of it would have been nice to have looked at the clock at 10:10 and or 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, the reason why, or 10 o'clock at night, whatever, I tried to catch it, but you know, today, like 10 o'clock in the morning, I was trying to, I'm just trying to remember, and it just didn't work out. My phone was acting up, whatever. It wasn't meant to be. So I'm like, I want it 10 o'clock or 10:10 or something like that. Now, why did I want that? Why did I want to like take a screenshot of that time? Obviously, guys, we are leaving out of the year 2025. And if you're watching this video, most likely you already know that when you take the year 2025, you add those numbers up, you end up with a number 9. You end up with a number 9. So that made it a number 9 year. Being that it was a number 9 year, it was also the Chinese year of the snake. And I've said it so many times during, on my last videos or whatever throughout the year, because, we were in that year for a whole year, obviously. So what did that stand for? Okay, the idea was in 2025, it was the year of the snake, because it was snakes basically represent change. And if in this year you had a lot of change, you had a lot of chaos, things were just seemed like they were falling apart, coming undone. Basically, it's kind of like the idea was maybe you shouldn't have looked at it as, oh, this is terrible. Because in order for you to level up, and there has to be change, and change is constant in life. And no, I don't like it either. Like I'm not the best with change, but trying to work and do better with that. But within this year that we're still in, I just looked at it as, okay, that's what's supposed to be going on. There's supposed to be a lot of change. There's chaos. Things are coming undone. Relationships are being rattled. And you think about a snake, just relationships are being rattled, tested, all that kind of different stuff. Chaos. But that's right where you were supposed to be, because with that change and all that, there's going to be progression. Basically, a snake is a symbol for change. Why is it a symbol for change? Because snakes shed their skin. And when they shed their skin, they're leaving something old behind, like old baggage, things they don't need. The skin, it's no longer going to serve them. So they're leaving it behind. You could go out you could have gone out in your yard, anytime you go out in your yard, you see a snake skin. Basically, they have left the skin behind. You know that they were there, but they could be in your neighbor's yard. They've moved on. So you don't know where they are, but they've moved on. They've changed. So this no longer, they didn't need it anymore. So they left it. So just keep that in mind. But now we are going, and I just looked it up before I got on the phone, or before I started this live. I know that this year had something to do with a horse, right? We were leaving out of the year of the slithering or whatever, out of the year of the snake. And in 2026, it's going to be the year, and I'd been hearing about it, a horse. Right before I started this live, looked it up a little bit. It's a fire horse. We're going into the year of the fire horse. And to me, that makes me, I don't want to talk too much about it, because I got to look it up a little bit more and find out exactly what it means. But anytime you have fire, there's transformation. Like something has been basically, I'm going to say alchemized, right? Something has, it's went up, and then, coming out of the ashes, whatever, and then you'll have something new, right? Not easy, whatever, but, and when I think about a horse, so that's what I think about when I think about fire. But when I think about, because it's the year of the fire horse, that's what I saw before I jumped on. And then when I think about a horse, I think about things aren't going to be stagnant. Maybe things are going to be fast moving. Maybe there's going to be the help that you need in certain tarot cards. There are, there's horses in the tarot cards. And I have, did a little studying here. When I pulled those particular tarot cards, and, there's a card that has a horse in it, it could mean that there's going to be some type of assistance that's going to come your way. There's going to be something that's going to come and help you do the things that you need to get done or get where you need to get, something like that. And maybe something's going to be fast moving. Horses make me think about freedom. It's a way of getting from one place to the next. I think about their hair. Their hair's long. It swings in the wind. It just makes me think of freedom. And I also know that being that this is going to be a number 10 year, you have to think about that number 1, and then there is a 0 that's beside it. So I got to look up a little bit more, but if I can remember right, I think that anytime you have a 0, the 0 is basically like amplifying whatever number it's beside, right? So I do believe I've got that correct. Like, it's amplifying whatever the number that it's beside. And, we have that number 1. So this is going to be, it just makes me think of numeral uno. Like, this is going to be the year where maybe think about yourself, because, in the number 9, relationships and things were said, like relationships and things that were not, aligned with who you really are, your authentic self. They're not true relationships. It couldn't stand a test. It happened that way for a reason. Like, next year, you're looking at that number 1, and this is going to be about like you being you, your authentic self. You get what I'm saying? So things were rock tested. Now you're going into that thing of there might be like a lot of, okay, me, like this is about numeral uno, number 1, yourself, new beginnings. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want you to look at, this picture right now. Again, I wanted to it would have been wonderful if I could have got like 1010 or 10 o'clock or whatever, because that would have been fitting for a number 10 year. But I'm going to explain what I saw. Now, when I look at this, the way that it comes to me, like if I had a tap at that time at 11 in the morning, if I had to tap my phone, then the 11, and you guys know what I'm talking about, the number 11 would have moved over, and then you would have 11, and then you would have the 0 and the 0. But I just left it the way it was, and I quickly took that picture, and I took another one, and then it was 11. It moved over, and then you have the 11, and then the zeros, the 0 and the 0, and they're side by side, right? But the magic wasn't in that particular lineup, in that alignment. The magic and the puzzle or whatever kind of fit together with the way this is here, with the 11 above the 2 zeros. Now, when I look at this, it kind of looks like 2 keys to me. Now, okay, and for whatever, it just came to me, and I may have seen it a couple of times before, but I really looked at it. I'm like, man, what does that look like? I'm looking at it. I'm like, what does that look like? And to me, if you look at it, if you move both of the ones down on top of the zeros, you might, if you use your imagination, it kind of looks like it could be keys, like it's 2 keys beside each other. And, when you think about the number 11, it's a master number. Even if you think about 1111, right? That's another powerful number, right? Right before I started this live, I saw 1111. And I knew that I wasn't going to get the picture, everything perfectly in line and everything in time for me to say, okay, it's 11:11. I just jumped on TikTok and here we go. Like, I wasn't going to have enough time because it was 11:11 right at that point. And so I couldn't do that. But if you have 11:11, you with the idea of with 11:11, it's basically like two pillars. If you look at the 11:11 beside each other, they're two pillars. So it's kind of like you're walking through. Like you're on one side and it's like you're walking through the pillars, or you're walking through, like, you get what I'm saying. And even if you look at the number 11, it could kind of look like you're walking through like a gate. Like, look at it as like a threshold, right? And obviously, being that this is New Year's Eve, it's basically like a threshold. Like, we're walking into something brand new that we haven't seen before, right? And it's going to be a new year. But so basically, if you look at this again, and if you had the number 11, I've often heard that it looks like a door. It could look like a door. If you had the two 11:11, you had one like in front of the other, then it could look like you're walking from one door. Maybe you're walking from one door, you're walking through a hall, and then you're walking into another door. So you get what I'm saying. But basically, before you get to a threshold, or you get to, a door or whatever, and there's going to be some doors that are going to be locked. So, and this was also very, very fitting because look, I have this. Let me peel this back. Yeah. Okay. You can also see in this picture that my phone was locked. Okay. So this was perfectly fitting because there's a little lock in this picture as well. And that was because, my phone's locked, right? And, so you have the lock. And then if you look at this and you have the imagination that I have, this looks like two keys. If you were to move those ones down, they look like keys. So basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight, just kind of my message, or I'm going to say the gift that I want to share with you, is that this is kind of like a key to like new things, like your new life. I was hoping that maybe I was going to be able to, and maybe if you have enough time, maybe if you're near like you have some type of a key somewhere. I'm not going to say diary keys. I do have diaries that have keys on them. Yes, I do. And there's even a story that I've got to share with you. It's a crazy story. Some people may not even believe it, but the fact of how I had found some keys somewhere, and it happened during, COVID-19, and it was so funny because I was never into the Harry Potter movies, but I don't remember the name of it, but I happened to see this happened, I saw the keys, and then after I had found the keys, I wound up seeing a Harry Potter movie where keys were featured. I'll talk about that some other time because I want to be able to explain it and go into the story, make it a story time. And I really want to let you guys know that, it wasn't a lie. I'm not making it up. This really happened. Like, this happened during COVID, whatever. And I'm like, wow, like, this really is a spiritual journey, right? And, so that'll be for another time. But basically, that's what I see does anybody else see that? Like, do you see, obviously you see the lock above, and then, or am I bugging? Like, if you move the one and you fit it perfectly over top of that zero, that looks like a key. And basically, I kind of look at it as my gift to share with you guys, whoever has joined me tonight. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to see how many people have joined me for this live until after the live is over with. So I'm going to be so excited to see how many people actually join me on New Year's Eve. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Just like I want to thank you guys at different points during this year of 2025 when I was going through different types of like chaos, or at one point I had gotten at a kind of a bit of a lonely point during the summer, and that was during it was really, really heavy. I was feeling this heavy energy of like loneliness at the time of like the Lionsgate's portal. Now, the height of the Lionsgate's portal is the 8th month, 8th day, right? Every year it comes back. I think that window really, the Lionsgate's portal, the window might open sometime from the end of July, and then I believe it works up to maybe the 12th of August, I do believe. But either way, the height of the Lionsgate's portal is the 8th month, 8th day. I wanted to do something special for that day, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you already know that I've shared the fact of, obviously you're watching this video right now. If you've watched any of my other videos, you look at the picture right now, basically of, showing who I am, Shadow Girl Sherry. You don't see a picture of me. You don't see me. You don't know what I look like. But basically, it's my silhouette. That's a picture of my silhouette. My idea was for the Lionsgate's portal. At some point, I wanted to get to a point where, okay, I'm going to come out at some point and let you guys know what I look, what I look like, who you have been listening to, if you've been listening to me for a while, whatever. But I was either going to do that I wanted to do that for Halloween, to come out at a time where everybody else is dressed up in their costumes. I wanted to basically remove that costume of being a shadow and being unseen, removing that cloak or that and that's like the costume. And then I wanted to come out and show you what I look like. Okay, I either wanted to do it at Halloween at a time where everybody else is dressed up, come out and show you who I really am, or I was thinking about maybe for my birthday, or maybe possibly like a New Year's Eve, like that'd be stepping into the new me and hi, what's up? And then the other time that I was thinking about was for the Lionsgate's portal, because the Lionsgate's portal is said to be a time, it's Leo season. So that's said to be the time where you're supposed to step out, be bold, and it's a time to be seen. Okay. So why not at that time come out and show you what I look like? I didn't do that. I was a bit of a cowardly lion. So up until that point, I had been making videos where, again, you didn't know what I look like, but I wasn't going live. I had never went live until the 8th month, 8th day of 2025. And my idea was, okay, this is going to be the way that I'm going to be more bold. And it was kind of, to me, I was very, very nervous. If you look at that video, I said the sunset song for that video was a song by Madonna. I forget what song it was. I think it was Express Yourself that I used as the sunset song. Also because Madonna is a Leo, okay? So, and I, somewhere along that line, I've found a way in turning a upside down mirror into a stage. And basically, I was like, I was getting over stage fright and I was stepping out onto a stage. The only thing about it was you could hear my voice all the way up into that point. Before that, I was making videos where they were I had already made the video and then I uploaded the video to TikTok and to YouTube. So at that point, I had never gone live before because I was so nervous. I was just like, man, what am I going to say? What if something goes wrong? What if I stutter? Whatever. And now it's whatever. Like, I still get worked up right before I get on, and then, drinking coffee and all that. And the date, guys, it's now 11:59. Guys, can anybody kind of say, when it's like 20 seconds till? I told my family members downstairs. I told my family members, kind of let me know when we get to like 30 seconds left or 20 seconds left, because I want to be able to count the new year in, right? And I kind of wanted to share it with them, but in the same way, if they remember and they're paying attention, then I'll hear them, and then from there, I'm going to count the new year in with you guys. And I feel like this is so special because next year or whatever, anytime throughout this year, I can watch this video and it's like an open diary. Like I know exactly what I was doing, and basically I was hanging out with you guys, and this is great, right? But so I'm kind of waiting on someone, from my family and my household, whatever, to let's say like, okay, 20 seconds left, right? Oh, guys, it's 12 o'clock. They didn't remember. They didn't remember. It's New Year's. Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year. Guys, thank you so much for sharing, for, walking through this threshold with me. Basically, it's kind of like we're holding a key together. And I wanted to get it out and I didn't. I wanted to basically tell all you guys, like, if you're near like if you could have hurried, if you could have hurried up and like maybe you were sitting near your car keys, if you were sitting near, look, they're late. They Happy New Year. I hear them downstairs. You know, they're saying Happy New Year, but I didn't miss them. Maybe it was my phone was a little bit off, but anyway, guys, it's 12 o'clock. Happy New Year's. Thank you guys for walking through this threshold with me. And again, basically what I wanted to do, I had wanted to try to get on earlier and maybe make a short about it, or just ask that maybe if you could, find any kind of a key, whether it be a diary key. I don't know how many of you guys would have a diary key. I do. But, or if you had some car keys, or you had I don't know, your house key, whatever kind of key. The idea, and a new key would have really been nice, but I didn't have a chance to tell anybody, just find some, key or whatever. But my idea was, we're kind of like walking through a threshold, or we are. Oh, I love that. I love the name that I just saw right now. He'll what is it? Kind of like, oh, oh my gosh. Oh, I thought it said he'll say yes. Now, where did I'm telling you, my mind, guys, it's kind of like a puzzle, right? I see things in a different way. I thought I was looking at a name that said he'll say yes, like he'll say yes, or a marriage proposal or something for you guys or something like that. But basically, I think the idea was hell yes. So, hell yes, guys, we're in a new year. Thank you guys for sending me the hearts. That really encourages me and lets me know that that you guys are with me, and I'm saying something that you like. Happy New Year to you guys. Thank you so much for starting this New Year's out with me. I see a Etta head. I see lots of users that have, numbers, and everything. Thank you guys so much for, walking through this threshold with me. My idea was, I kind of wanted to tell everyone, if you could, if I had made the video, could have got a video up like in the early part of the day, or maybe late last night. I was trying to get a video up last night, but it just didn't work. I couldn't pull it all together, and I didn't have enough time. It's crazy, whatever. But I kind of wanted to just say, okay, no matter what you're doing, if you're going out somewhere, if you were going to be joining somebody for dinner, or joining like a big group of people having a big party, whatever. I just wanted to say that if you could have, and you didn't have to tell anybody, and I'll still keep that open. If within this day, if you can find a key, just any type of a key, if you could like put it in your hand, or maybe just carry it around with you, put it in your pocket, just somewhere near you, somewhere near and dear. And, whenever you want to kind of like put your hand in your pocket or whatever, and just kind of hold that key, maybe keep it going for a week. I don't know. Or just through this first day of, New Year's Day. And I really, again, I really wanted to do it coming into the new year, but I didn't get the video up in time. My idea was, I feel like we're all like a bit of a team. I'm trying to build a community where we're all trying to be positive, or we're trying to encourage each other when something is not, going the best. Or even say you go out into the course of a day and somebody has said something that's like really broke you down, and you're not believing in yourself, or just, I would like to think that maybe I could be the person that could say something that could get you back on the horse. And that's so perfectly fitting. I've been saying that in the last couple of videos that I've been making, and I wasn't even thinking about it. That if somebody, I want to be the person to where I'm encouraging you. And basically, if that you have been in the course of a day, you've went on your job, I don't know, just anything, something's gone wrong and you're just not feeling the best. Like, you just need some kind of encouragement. You need something to get you back on the horse. Like, fell off the horse, and it's like, I'd love to think that I could be the one where you could watch one of my videos, or if I was going live, it would be my voice that could say something that would get you to the point where, hey, I'm going to jump back on the horse and I'm going to keep going. And basically, we're all doing that together. Because the very first time I decided to go live, I've said it many times, I've got a candle lit right now. I try to light a candle with, I have a traveling altar. I can't keep saying this stuff because I'll be talking too much. But I have an altar that I have set up for, for my listeners and anybody who wants to basically say they're a part of like my tribe, whatever. Um, I have a candle and it's like a bit of a travel altar. The way that I made a travel altar is because I put it in a pot. The pot has two handles. It has a ladle, whatever. It kind of looks like what would it be called? A soup tureen, whatever. But it makes it so I can move from like room to room or whatever in my house, whatever. And I can light the candle, put some incense in it, and I can move around with it, right? And every day I try my best to light that candle and just kind of work with the energy of that altar. And I'm always thinking about you guys and thinking about, this journey that we're taking. And the idea was even the very first time I went live, my thought was, I love candles. I've always loved candles. Always loved candles. Always had a love for candles. Even before I really had gotten into spirituality, I just love candles. I never put it together. I didn't know anything about, okay, you have the candle. You could actually use that candle. You wouldn't have to be like, okay, oh, well, I always thought, well, I wanted a candle and I would kind of save my candles because I wanted to share the candle with someone. Like, I wanted to share it with someone, whether it was like, maybe it could be like in a romantic setting or something. Like some of my candles, I'm just like, I want to share this with somebody. I never put it together that, kind of what was coming, because to this day, I still love candles. And I found out with working with the law of attraction, and even if you might, if you're watching this right now, you might consider yourself to be a little bit witchy. Okay. And if you feel uncomfortable saying that, like witchy, maybe just think, okay, which way do you want to go? Here on my channel is which way you want to go. I always explain it that way, as in, which way do you want to go? Do you choose to live life walking down a path where you're constantly thinking negative, you're constantly looking for negative, like when you look for it, it just seems like life kind of magnifies back to you what you're looking for. Like if you are going out and you're looking for an argument, if you're looking for someone to be mad with, you're looking, because sometimes I feel like arguments and things, they're not really personal. Like you might run into somebody and then they start an argument with you. They're picking an argument with you because there's something that they're carrying with them that they haven't set down. They haven't put down. Like they just got around you and they're picking an argument because they're mad. It has nothing to do with you. Okay. And it's kind of like, what are you looking for? Like, what are you looking for? If you're looking for more things to be mad about, if you're looking for, most likely you're going to find it. But if you're trying to walk on a path of like joy and happiness, and you're trying to think, okay, every day when you wake up, it's a gift. Like you didn't have to wake up this morning. There's lots of people. I said in this live at the beginning that I just found out about someone, that I kind of grew up with, wasn't like really close, but I knew of them. Okay. And we're basically around about the same age. And, basically the idea is here, two parents lost their child. Okay. Cause if you're a parent, that you always see my child, my children. Like I have a son, I have a daughter. It for the most part, I'm not a mom, but I imagine that you always look at them in a certain way. Like they're always going to be, and that's a special type of love, right? And I'm sure that, I know it's true. I mean, you never want to, if you were a parent, you think that the way it's going to happen is you're going to go before your children because, well, you've been here longer. You brought them into the world. Okay. But life doesn't have to work out that way. And it just so happened that I found out today about somebody that's around about the same age as me. And it made me think, I'm seeing this new year. It's 12/10 and this is the year 2026 and I live to see it. My family member, like my immediate, like the people I live with, we all made it. It wasn't the easiest year. It was not. Did we have arguments? Yes, we did. We argued, but we love each other. We still have a love for each other, and we all made it. Like, that's awesome. That's something to celebrate, right? And so that's what I'm saying, like, which way do you want to go? When you get up in the morning, and sometimes, you may have to go to work, and I know that can bite butt. I'm sorry, it can bite butt. But um my channel's called Sunset Songs. On your way to work, I'd make the suggestion to maybe listen to a song that might put you in a better frame of mind, right? I'm even snapping my fingers. Put you in a better frame of mind. When you get to work, you might whistle while you work, okay? The idea is every moment isn't, wonderful, whatever, but we're just trying to make things better. And my idea is with witchcraft, which way do you want to go? Do you choose to look at life in like a boring, mundane way, like, oh, it's just whatever? Or do you choose to look at it as like, okay, I woke up this morning, that's a gift. This present moment, it's called the present moment. It's present. When you use this moment, it's said in the law of attraction, this is the moment from where you are attracting right now, not the past. Of obviously the past has led to now, but when you think about the present moment and you are living in this moment, that's a wonderful thing. It's magical, right? And do you want to think negative in this moment? Because if you're thinking, guys, and right now I'm going to say it, right now it's 12:12. With that being said, we are all joined together as a collective. I just want you to kind of think, and 1212 is an angel number, right? And this is the very first day of 2026. This is the very first angel number back to back. And we're all together right now as a collective. I can't wait to see how many people have joined this live. I'm so happy because you could have been doing anything else, but you chose to listen to my voice and hang out with me, right? And I want to thank you again. And basically right now it's 1212. We're all joined together as a collective. This is the first angel number of the year. So I just want everybody to kind of think about something that you're trying to manifest right now. And I want to say Happy New Year's to somebody, but I do not want to call them out. I see you in the chat. I want to say what's up to you and tell you Happy New Year's. I love you, and I'm so glad that you joined along with everybody else, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Again, I don't want to call anybody out because I don't like when people call me out, so I'm not going to do it. But Happy New Year's to you, and Happy New Year's to everybody that's joined me tonight. And again, thank you so much for joining me. So basically, guys, it was 12:12. My idea was, being that it was 12:12, it's a brand new year. And obviously at 12 o'clock tonight or this morning is when this all began, right? And they even say it's witching hour, 12 o'clock. I think that's when witching hour starts. Anyhow, I don't look that, that's another idea. But basically my idea was it was 12:12. We're gathered together as a collective. I wanted you to focus and think about something that you're trying to manifest right now, like something you're trying to bring into your life. And don't say you're trying to bring it into your life. Say it's already, look at it as it's already done. Place your hand on your heart. Think about it as if it's already done. How would you feel if you had it? If you were trying to attract the love of your life, if you want to, I talked about keys. So that's a new car. Okay. That key could have been to a new car. That key could have been to a brand new house. You get what I'm saying? That key could be the key of, you just got married and you're going into your new home with your new husband or your new wife, or you get what I'm saying? So the idea was to think about something and feel in your heart, like, how would you feel if it was already yours? And it said through the law of attraction, when you feel that way, when you feel something in an intense manner, you're putting that out into the universe. So it would be the same if you were thinking negative. Like if you were thinking about something that happened to you, we know when something bad happens, you feel it in an intense way. You feel it in an intense way. Like you feel that. I know I feel it when I get angry, when I'm sad, when I'm upset, whatever like that, I feel it. And it's just like when you feel that, you have to think about the fact that that is being pushed out into the universe just the same as if you were feeling something wonderful, like you're feeling a wonderful way. And guys, I want to quickly say this. I've said before lately that I have been watching this show called Stranger Things. I know a lot of people are watching it. You know, I think the last episode, I may have heard that the last episode was going to be aired tonight, like the final episode. I haven't caught up to that yet. I'm way back. There's a lot of things I don't I gotta catch up. So I think I might be in season 4. Okay. And I actually watched some of Stranger Things tonight. And look, I've gone over an hour and I never have a hard time doing that, right? I never have a hard time doing that. So I gotta move this puzzle piece over, and I'll be able to stay on a little bit longer with this live. I haven't even really started talking about what I want to talk about, and shame on me, but I'm going to move this puzzle piece over. That's just how talkative I am. I'm a Gemini. That comes with Gemini energy. Okay, so I dragged the puzzle piece over, and basically I just want to, basically spit out what I was trying to say. Okay, so I've been watching Stranger Things. Right now they have a Demogorgon cereal right now. I've seen Tony the Tiger dressed up like, Things attire, right? Their Stranger Things is pretty popular right now, right? Okay, just like years ago, what was the show? It was Twilight. It was Twilight. Years ago, it was Twilight. Now it's Stranger Things. What's going to be next, right? But on that show, one thing that I've definitely picked up on is when you think about something, it goes out. That energy, it intensifies because they 11. I still got to go back and watch, grasp the show because it can be confusing. There's parts of it I don't understand. And I know that I can get on YouTube videos and things and it can be broken down for me. But there's been some things that I have really put together and I can't wait to express it. There was one thing that I thought, and I'm like, wow, I know I'm seeing this right now. I know this is what they meant. Like, this is behind the scenes. This is what it meant. And I looked it up and it meant exactly that. I'll go in and I should say it because it deals with time. And obviously we're talking about time right now because we just stepped into a new year and 12 o'clock changed some things, right? We're in a new year. 12 o'clock came in, things changed. It's about the clock, the grandfather clock that you keep seeing in Stranger Things. But I'll talk about that some other time. But I can't wait to break down what I saw. And I looked it up and it was true. It went together and it really, that is something that they were basically trying to say with that grandfather clock. Okay. Time and all that. Basically what I want to say is it deals with Saturn energy, right? I don't want to go too far into it because that's for another time, but basically with Elle and even with Max, when she was listening to the song by Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill. I love that song. Okay. When she listens to that song, it brings her back to a happy space, right? And when you are happy or when you're listening to a song that you really like, your mind, like, you're really engaged in it. So basically what I wanted to say with Elle and all that, they really, it's definitely acknowledged in Stranger Things that what you feel, your memories, the memories that go along with the feeling that goes along with certain memories, it's powerful. And it can activate things. It can activate anger that you put out. When you're feeling that anger so much that you're putting it out, it could show up in, okay, I'm going out. It could come up in road rage. You're mad, so you're going out on the road and there road rage, right? Okay. I'm even thinking about the root chakra and the fact that it's red, and they often say that a red car, it just came to me and I wanted to say it some other time, but it's just coming to me. A red car is often associated. You think about someone that might have like anger issues, or they might be more of an aggressive driver. We'll put it that way. When it comes to a red car, someone that drives a red car, they may be a little bit more of an aggressive driver. Red's the color of blood, right? It's the color war. You get what I'm saying? I could go on and on and on. But basically, when you feel something, it, when you think of a good memory, it puts feelings. You have feeling into it. You feel it. When you think of a bad memory, you feel that as well. And it carries out. It carries out into your day, whatever you're doing. So that's just something that's really, you see a lot of that. I've noticed that that's really strong behind the whole, the whole thing when it comes to Stranger Things. But I've been watching some of that today, and I got to catch up with the season, with this final episode and whatever, and but I'll do that. But basically, guys, wow, I'm going all around the bush, and that's just Shadow Girl Sherry and being a Gemini. Want to say what's up to everybody, and again, thank you so much for joining me on this New Year's Eve, because again, it's New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It was New Year's Eve. You've brought a new day in with me. You've brought a new um year in with me, and basically we walked through a threshold. It was 12 o'clock. After 12 o'clock, we got to 12:12. My idea, anytime we see a angel numbers, like numbers repeated, standing side by side, it makes it an angel number. It makes it just, it gives it a strong energy. And obviously, being that, at 12 o'clock, we stepped into a new year, 12 o'clock. And then at 12:12, we were all together. So my idea was to think about something that you're trying to manifest. And whenever you feel, the feeling is that really has a lot to do with it. It's so said that it's really drawing towards you, as in when we were kids, I said it the other day, if you were near something, or you were playing like hide and go seek or something, and you're I don't know, you're trying to find someone, or you're trying to find like an object that somebody's hid or something, and it's like you get close to that point, it's like, oh my gosh, you're getting hot, the game we used to play. Oh, it's hot, it's so hot, burning hot, you're getting so hot because you're close to it. But then when you start all of a sudden, you kind of get away from that point, like wherever the object or the person is, and it's like, oh, you're getting cold. Like, oh man, you're getting cold. You're in the freezer. The fan was on, but now you're in the freezer. Oh, you're so cold. Like you're frozen. Like you're Frosty the Snowman. You get what I'm saying. So the more you feel it, and it's kind of like, if you think about that with manifestation, or when you see angel numbers like 222, I'm looking at 1222. It's 1222 right now, and it's 12, but even within that 12, you see 222. It's so said that that number is all about balance. It could be about a balance, like some type of a duet. It could be that you're drawing some type of a partnership, somebody that you're going to work with in a business, or you're getting close to, meeting a new friend, or the one that I like to think about is love, obviously. Two, that's two. So balance, two people. You get with somebody else, it's kind of like a balance, right? I even wanted to talk about a particular tarot card. I think it's the Two of Pentacles, because I just want to say how lately I've just felt that energy in my life, because and I can't go all into it, but how hard it is to balance things sometimes, right? Right? Life. How hard it is to balance life, and that symbolism is in that tarot card, the Two of Pentacles. It's like a juggler. He's like I believe it's like a band, and it looks like a number 8, side to side, and that's obviously 8 stands for infinity. But I think it's like a band, kind of like a rubber band, and it kind of means like, how flexible are you being? Like the more flexible you can be and juggle things, and it's going to work in your favor when you can find balance. And I just thought about that right before I jumped on to go live. I thought for whatever reason, I thought of the tarot card, the Two of Pentacles, because he's juggling, and it represents like juggling priorities. It represents the ability to juggle, and I was thinking of jungle. There's a lot of energy in a jungle, but to juggle, to have the ability to juggle multiple priorities at one time, balancing time, roles, responsibilities. Again, I think it's kind of like a band in the picture, and maybe it's a rubber band, but it's about, I'm thinking of a rubber band, but in the idea that the tarot card is juggling. And for me, I often I'm definitely a Gemini. To me, sometimes it can be so hard to juggle things. Like sometimes I feel like there's so many things coming at me. And one thing that I love having this channel because sometimes I'll get around, like I feel like I need time to where I've got to go off to myself. I've got to go off to myself and collect myself, because if I'm around too much, even my cat sometimes. I love my cat Sasha, but she is so clingy, right? And it's just like sometimes I'm like, okay, you can't sit on me. You can't sit on my knee all night. Like you're making my knee hurt. You can't. Oh, she's something, right? If you guys could see her with me sometimes, it's like, oh my goodness, like I've been rubbing you and rubbing you, petting you and petting you and petting you. And now I need a little space here, a little sacred space. But anyhow, and it's kind of like that with your family or when you're around people all the time. I'm just the type of person where after a while I start to get, if I don't get enough time to myself, I'll start to feel agitated. And not only that, it's a thing where you, again, thinking about that tarot card, you have to know how to prioritize things, because you got to find a balance. Like, okay, if I want to get information for my channel, well, I've got to go somewhere in the quiet to get the information and put it all together so I can present it to you guys. And I kind of need time, like space to do that. And I'm one of those ones, if I love to watch, shows like Stranger Things. I was watching it today, and I was trying to get my information ready for the video, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't get it together. I'm gonna have to stop watching. I can't do two things at one time. I like to give things the attention they deserve, and I'm a Gemini, so I'm always getting sidetracked, right? I get sidetracked, and it gets to a point where it's like I come to make my channel and work on, to gather my information, and then when I join you guys, I come live, then I'm worked up because I want to get on here. But at the same time, it relaxes me, because even though I had to get around like people that I had to kind of separate from people I know, love them, whatever, but I got to separate a little bit. And I feel like I get with you guys and we're with each other, but then again, we're not right with each other. And I'm in another thing about it. If you're joining right now, if you're listening to me, there's so many different things you could be doing right now. So it must mean that we have something in common. Like we think some of the same thoughts. We think around, we have some of the same thoughts, right? Like I kind of feel like if you are watching this live right now, I often say it, if I was at a restaurant or something and, maybe you're sitting at a table beside me or something, and I'm just sitting and I'm not really thinking about it, but I hear something that you said. It might be something I'm like, well, I'm not going to say anything, but I bet you if I could hang around that person, maybe we could probably start a conversation and probably talk for a long time. Like maybe we might even become friends, because we think we had, I think that way, or I had that thought, or it was the answer to something that I was thinking of, basically. So you get what I'm saying, guys. But basically, it feels good. I feel kind of worked up, but then I kind of relax when I get on here, because I feel like I'm, with people that have to understand me in some way. Like we have to, because you wouldn't be here. And you definitely wouldn't be here now, because this is like within the first hour of New Year's. You could be doing anything right now, but you're on here with me. And again, I want to thank you so much for starting this new year with me. Basically, guys, I want to hurry up and give you, I hope I didn't get away from anything that I was talking about, but I want to hurry up and give you a sunset song. What is a sunset song, guys? I did call my channel Sunset Songs. I call my channel Sunset Songs because I truly believe that music has a way in making you feel some type of way. If you want to, get some cleaning done, which that would have been a wonderful thing, on New Year's Eve or leading up to this day, New Year's Day. I've seen lots of videos, go around saying that New Year's Day isn't the day to clean. Like, it's just so said that New Year's Day is not the day to clean. Maybe you should have did all that last minute stuff before New Year's Day, like in New Year's Eve and the week before, whatever. But today, kind of relax into it. Like this is the settling period. Like, this is, you don't need to be doing all kinds of cleaning, because it's kind of like You'd have to look it up. I don't want to go too far into it, but and I try not to get too crazy when it comes to these different things, but I do like to, kind of get the energy about, rituals and the energy of what maybe you should be doing at certain times. And that's just something that I just recently came across, being that it's New Year's Day coming up, right? And today's New Year's. Like, this might be a day to kind of relax. There's rituals, but maybe cleaning shouldn't be one of those rituals. That's just what I've seen lately. Right along with the what black-eyed peas, collard greens, and cornbread. Um, it's funny. My grandmother had said something about that years ago. She says, and I didn't believe it. And then I'm like, what are you talking about, Grandma? What are you talking about? Just like growing up, she would always talk about sweeping salt, right? Sweeping salt. And I'm like, Grandma, what are you talking about? Like, how is that going to help anything? That's not true. Like, who told you that stupid stuff? That's just what I thought. Then when I got into spirituality, I started studying things down through the line, down through the line, right? I feel like there's a connection. Like the story might be told a little bit different in religion. It might be suggested differently in religion, but you see it in religion, you'll see it in spirituality. You might see something a little bit in witchcraft, but it takes somebody to look into it to know. So that's what I do, and that's what I'm here to do. And I have fun doing it. It's very, very interesting. But basically, and I don't even know how I got on it, but I was talking about like the collard greens and all that stuff. I've been hearing a lot about collard greens, cornbread, and black-eyed peas, right? Again, my grandma had said things about it, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Years ago, what are you talking about? Black-eyed peas, eat black-eyed peas at this time. Now I've come to find out that it's true, but that's something that's been passed along, and people are doing that today, right? But anyhow, basically, if you're cleaning and you want some energy to get your cleaning done, you might a good idea would be to play like an upbeat song, to give you the energy to get the cleaning done. You might notice that if you were to walk at certain places where people are working and you've got to go to that workplace to like get a service, like you might be going to get your car tuned up, like, and you're going to some garage where, you think about, there's the real upscale places, and, and then there's the places where you've got the working class, like, oh, they might be dressing like a kind of like, a filthy, like, outfit that's got oil all over it, um, messy hands, all that kind of, you might go there and they might be playing like, music, and it's just to get them to add to the momentum of the day, put you in a good spirit, and before you know it, the day's over with, right? Music helps you to pass time. And so depending on what you're doing, like, music has a way in transporting you. And again, I was talking about what's the show, Stranger Things, and that was definitely demonstrated in Stranger Things. It was with Max. Can't go on to it, but basically, guys, my channel is called Sunset Songs. It's truly because I believe that music has a way in transporting you, making you feel whatever way that you want to feel. Even if you want to feel sad, right? You can play a sad love song. But the idea was, every time I go live or make a video, I try to think of a song that's tailored around whatever the subject matter that I'm going to be talking about within that episode. I'll say for my channel, Sunset Songs, right? Ask my higher self, give me a song, right? Play a song in my heart, play a song in my mind. That's going to be the sunset song. So tonight, I think I used this song before on another New Year's Eve, just to keep everything cutesy and happy and all that different stuff. I decided to go with the song. I looked it up. Different people have performed the song, but originally it looks like the song was written by a Frank. Oh, I'm going to spell his name out. It's Frank Loesser. It was written in 1947 originally, but it's been performed by many artists, such as famous versions like Ella Fitzgerald, and that's the one that I'm thinking about, Ella Fitzgerald, right? But it looks like a Margaret Whiting, okay? That may have been the first to record the song, okay, and perform it. Okay, it seems I'm seeing the Orioles, in a recent rendition, recently, it was done, at least I saw online, by Nora Jones. Okay, Nora Jones. But the song is, uh, "What Are You Doing New Year's Eve?" And basically, guys, what are you guys doing? You're hanging out with me, and I want to thank you so much. Basically, I thought about that song. I think I used that before on another New Year's Eve. And I just to keep things cute and festive and bubbly and all that, I thought that I would go ahead and say that's the sunset song. But that's not the song that really popped up in my mind, right? But I'm going to mention that song the next time that t- I I really, talk about something else, um another episode. I'm going to use the song that I thought of tonight, because it is fitting for tonight, and the fact that we're going into a new year, and just it, it was a perfect idea. But I said, no, I'm going to keep it festive and bubbly. And yeah, what are you doing New Year's Eve? And you guys are hanging out with me. And again, I want to thank you so much. So that is the sunset song for tonight. It is "What Are You Doing New Year's Eve" by Ella Fitzgerald. That's the version that I think of, right? But basically, guys, I just wanted to really talk to you guys about the idea of a key. Okay. And because it's 12 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock in the morning, I'm sorry. And I don't live alone, I'm not going to be able to talk as long as I wanted to, just like I could have talked longer the other night when it came to that pine tree and its spiritual meaning. But my idea was, anytime to, like, during today, this New Year's Day, if you can just sometime maybe put some type of a key maybe in your pocket, or I don't know, look at a key or think of a key even in your mind. But if you had one physical, a physical key in your hand of any type, and you just thought about that key opening, you know, the door to something that you're attracting. It could be a new car, it could be a brand new house, a brand new home, it could be I don't know. It could basically be the threshold to basically this year, because that's really what I'm saying. Like, my idea was that key. I wanted to see if I could get everyone to maybe, if I had made this video a couple hours earlier, maybe this morning or last night. I didn't get a chance because, again, the juggler. There's things I gotta find balance and find time for this and find time for that, and you know what I mean. And there were things that popped up that were unexpected today, and it set me behind, and that's just the way it goes. But my idea was, I kind of wanted to see if I could have as many people as I could to just find some type of a key. And as the new year was coming in, I wanted you to hold that key and just think about the fact that this is a brand new year, and we're basically walking through a threshold, and look at it as, okay, there's a door. Okay. When you get to a door, there are certain doors that are locked, right? The door to your home is locked. Okay. The door, even if you looked at like a diary, right? If you set that diary up right here, I go again with my imagination. If you set that diary up right, and it's like kind of setting up, it kind of looks like a door. Okay. And then if it comes with keys. So basically, any type, most doors that are guarded, maybe there's something secret or private, or just something that is, it's going to have a key. It's going to be a lock, a key, a pad, something like that. Right. So basically, I was kind of look at it as we are walking into a new year, and you're at a threshold. When you get to that threshold, or you get to the gate, you get to the gate of something, you get to a door. And it's not some door where you don't care what's behind it, right? You care about what's behind whatever it is. That's why there's a lock and a key and possibly a pad, all that stuff, right? Okay. My idea was for you to hold a key and look at it as, you're holding that key, and this is a brand new year. What are you walking into? What's the threshold you're walking into? Um, your authentic self, really. Like, your authentic self. And I thought about this today, because I'm like, with me, I've always been the type of person to where it even happened to me today, where I had to get to the point where you have to kind of know where to, like, kind of set like a boundary. Like, somebody could start like a conversation, and it's just like, that you have something else that you've got to get to, but you're being nice, And I always try to be nice, but then there's got to be a boundary set because it gets frustrating. And even with life, you have to think about things. And I'm thinking about your authentic self and the fact that, oh, I could go into it. And I'm gonna have to come back and talk about it some other time. And it might even be later on today because this is New Year's Day. I want to talk about the key and keys and the energy of keys. It could be today. You might later on you could get on here and you see that I'm going live again. Okay. It might be tomorrow, whatever. But this is just this is so very fresh and new. And basically, what you're looking at right now, when you're looking at this picture, I can look at this and I see two keys. And basically, I'm thinking about the fact that we have just walked into a number 10. Like last year was a number 9 year. Okay. The year of the snake. Okay. Think about the fact that, okay, you went through all these things, you shed skin and you left things behind. Why'd you leave things behind? Because this is now me time. This is who am I? This is my authentic self. Me becoming more and more of who I am and loving it, right? In life, I think I have to, I always say that, I believe in God. And I think that there's some people that maybe if they, listen to when I say a little bit of witchcraft or something like that, they might think, okay, well, she doesn't believe in God, especially like people that I may know. It could be like extended family members. I even go to church, right? From time to time, and I try to keep up on it, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to learn and, being around positive people. But even when you go to church, it doesn't have to always be positive. Yeah, I'm just sharing it. But basically, I'm just thinking about your authentic self. And I'm thinking about life, and you get to a certain point where I think about it, where you have to be to make choices and set boundaries and say that I get to a point where I'm at the point where I want to be me. I want to know the real me. I want to be my authentic self. Like when I come to the table, I'm coming to the table. I'm bringing what I bring, right? Everybody brings their own gifts or whatever, but you're not in this life to live for other people. And we all try to make our families happy. We try to make, I try. Again, and I said again that, I go to church, right? Not all the time, but I go, right? And I learn and whatever. And I'm going to talk about, here on my channel, I like to talk about things that I've learned in religion, how it kind of looks like. I kind of see that here. If you look into it more, there, it kind of seems like there's a little bit spirituality there. Maybe if you looked over here, there's a little witchcraft. I'm sorry. This is what I see. And I could talk about it, and I like to discuss it all the way around, right? But there have been a lot of times in my life where I look at it, and if you try to people please too much, or I think about it like at the end of the day, or I don't even want to say this, but at the end of your life, like, would you want to? You're you get to you're at that point, right? Okay, your name, and this might seem, kind of grim and whatever to say, but to me, it's pretty powerful, right? When you go and say you got like what do they call it? A headstone or a plaque, or like this is saying, okay, here lies the body of this person. Okay. Some of them will say, the little paper that you get, and what is the eulogy, or I don't even know. Okay. It'll say, someone will say, okay, this is the person's sunrise. And I think about that a lot in my channel because my channel's called Sunset Songs. This person's sunrise, that's their birth date. You get what I'm saying? Their sunrise was such and such a date. Okay. Now over here is their sunset. This is when the sun set on them, right? This is their life, okay? And some people don't want to look at time as time, like it's an illusion, whatever. But let's just think about it this way. If you're looking at your headstone is here. Your life is over with. It's going to have your name on it. And I see my name here because I see a Sherry Eaton. Guys, I want to say what's up to everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight on this New Year's Day. This is a fresh hour, fresh year. And we're in the first hour of the new year. And you guys are hanging out with me. And I want to thank you so much. I hope that you will choose to like, click, share, subscribe here, all those things here on TikTok. I hope that you'll join me over on my channel, Sunset Songs, on YouTube, because the name of my channel altogether is called Sunset Songs. And again, it's all about my personal journey with the law of attraction, where I include music and I try to take you by the hand. We talk about, everything spirituality all down the line. You know what I mean? Whatever comes up, the positive, we'll even talk about the negative because it's a world of duality. And we just try to transmute it and make things work, right? Live our best lives. But basically, what I'm talking about right now is, okay, again, I said it, I hope that you'll choose to go and join me on YouTube under Sunset Songs. This video will be uploaded on on my channel, Sunset Songs, on YouTube at some point. I'm going to try to do it today, this video in its entirety. But here on TikTok, I'm not going to be able to upload it because this live has lasted longer than an hour, because I am Shadow Girl Sherry. I'm a Gemini and I'm talkative, right? Okay. So I don't have a hard time, filling up space, when it comes to talking. And I kind of like the sound of my voice, right? So anyhow, but if you come back some later on, you're going to get like clips up from this live, right? And maybe I'll put on it like Happy New Year or something like that, because we're in the new year. But basically this picture stands for keys. And it could be, okay, one could be the key to your car. The other, maybe to a new car. Maybe it could be one key is the key to your car. The other key is the spare. Okay, spare key to your car. Maybe the key is the key to your brand new house, and this is the key that maybe it belongs to somebody else that lives in your house. Or maybe you're the type where you have some rock or something that you put your key under or whatever. I've heard about a flower pot. You have it somewhere special where everybody in your family knows it's a spare key, just in case you forgot your key, whatever, you don't have it. You get what I'm saying? So it's two keys, right? So basically, it could be the key to your house. It could be the key, a new house, a key to a new car, whatever. But they're double. It's two of them. It could be a key to a diary, beautiful diary you want, or whatever. But the idea is also that this is the keys to a door, and it was a door that was once locked because we were in the year 2025. Now the door's unlocked and we have stepped through it because it's 2026. Okay. And my gift to you guys, I kind of feel like it is a gift, just like you guys are a gift to me now. You were a gift, especially on, the 8th month, 8th day of this year. That was the Lionsgate's portal. You were a definite gift to me, because at that point, I didn't have a lot of people I was talking to. Like, for whatever reason, people that were in my life, they were busy, or this was going on, or there was some misunderstanding, or just everybody was just kind of scattered about, and I felt kind of alone. Like I felt like I didn't have people around me that really, I have family, we love our family and everything, but at the same time, there's some things you don't share with everybody because they're not going to agree with you, right? And you have to you want to think that there's some place that you can go and you could maybe have a heart to heart, or it would be maybe like an open diary. Like, I'm going to lay this down here and I know that it's safe. This is a safe spot for me to feel this way and say these things, right? And I feel that way about my channel. On the 8th month, 8th day, 2025, the Lionsgate's portal, the height of the Lionsgate's portal, I decided to go live. And basically I was wondering if I was going to have anybody to join me. I was nervous, all that. I took the chance, got over the stage fright, and I went live. And I found out I love it, right? I was kind of wondering if maybe there wasn't going to be anybody who was going to join me. But I think that for that first time, I had 13 people join me, right? And that was really a gift to me because I was so nervous. I was wondering, was I going to fall on my face? Was I going to stutter too much? Was I going to say too much? Was I going to say like too much? I say like a lot, right? I say but I'd like to think that when I go live, you're coming to get to hear me and to hear what I really feel. and you bring who you are. And some of those words are just naturally, they just come out of my mouth. But the idea is I'm coming to share my story and to share the journey with you guys. Like, we're trying to live our best lives. So I'm not going to keep the word or the word like. I'm not going to let those words keep me from coming and joining you guys and communicating with you, right? I'm not going to let it happen. I just have to learn where I fit in, and I just feel like here, you may be the type where maybe in other places you may not feel like you fit in, and maybe that might be why you're here, because you're listening to the sound of a voice of someone that calls herself Shadow Girl Sherry, Shadow. And it may mean, it's just a suggestion, it may mean that maybe you need to do a little bit of shadow work. And you know what? We can do it together, right? But basically what I was saying early, and I got a little bit sidetracked, was when you get to the point where your life is over, right? Okay, there's going to be, say it's a headstone, whatever. It's headstone or your obituary, or I don't know, here lies the body of this person. Okay? Here lies the body of this person, whatever. Now think about it. You have paid, you have to pay to have that spot. Before they put you in the ground, or if you're going to have an urn or whatever, somebody's got to pay for it, right? Somebody's going to pay for it. Somebody worked and they're paying for this, right? This is your spot. This is your spot. This is your life. Your name is going to be on it. So I would like to think, and I like to think for myself, that I'm in the driver's seat. This is main character energy. Okay. I've got the key. I'm holding the key to my life. When I go out and I unlock my car, see, I got the keys to my car. I'm not worried about anybody else's car. I mean, you might have a nice car and everything, but I'm not worried about your car. I might like it and look at it from afar and admire it and everything. But truthfully, that's not my car. I don't have the keys to your car, whatever. And there's some cars now, I think, you know what I mean. But I'm worried about the car that I have keys to, because it's my car. Okay. My house. I'm not worried about breaking into your house or anybody else's house. I might admire your house, come over and have dinner, but I'm not worried about your house. I'm not going to break in your house, right? We're trying to attract the best house, the house that we want. It might be a dream home, whatever. But my idea is your name. This is your house. This is your car. Okay. And yourself. This is your life. And when your life ends and you have paid for the plot, all the different stuff, it might sound grim and all that, but my idea is you want to think that this had your name on it. This has got your name on it. You want to be your authentic self. And sometimes we go around in life and we want to keep pleasing everybody. And the idea is, okay, well, are you living your life, or are you living the life assigned, for somebody else? And because if that's true, then at the end of your life, that person's name should be on the plaque or the headstone or whatever it is, and that name should be on that, because you lived your life for them. We have friends and we have family, and that's what I had to think about when it comes to a lot of things. Like, I know that I believe in this, but I like to know other things, right? I've got to live my life. Like, my name's Sherry, right? And when I'm gone, the name Sherry is going to be on the plaque, and I'm not calling that in. But the idea is that sunrise and sunset. Again, my channel, Sunset Songs, it's about life and living it. A sunrise, you start up in the morning, sunrise, and then at night you have a sunset. And then for me, I like to play music at night and relax, and it's Sunset Songs, okay? And that's my channel, right? But the idea is it's about life. And at the end of your life, at the end of my life, it's going to be my name. It's not going to be somebody else's name there, because I paid for it. I paid for my plaque and my plot and all that, right? And if you're in a mausoleum, you're going to be in an urn, whatever. You're paying. You did it, right? So why Would you want to continuously, all the time, please other people all the time? Because that's their life. You're taking on their life. If you constantly do everything that, meaning we want to make our families happy, we want to make our friends happy and everything. But at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to get in your bed. And that was the end of your day. Okay. You want to live your life, your authentic life. And I'm not saying not be nice and helpful and kind and all things like that. But then there's a point where you have to set boundaries and you know that your name is your name. You want respect on that name. And you want to think at the end of your life that you lived life the way you wanted to live it. Ain't about harming anybody, anything like that. But you lived your life. That's going to be your name. That's kind of what I wanted to bring to you guys tonight. Like, we're walking into a new year. What do you want? What do you want in this new year? What are you attracting? This is about your authentic self, the number one, because when you think about a number 10, okay, I got to look into it more, but I do believe that when you have any number that the number 0, when it comes to that kind of way, you take a number 0, it amplifies the number it's beside. I do believe that's the idea of it, right? So you've got a number 1. We're in this year, a number 10 year. Okay. That makes me think of that number 1. Okay. That number being amplified. And that is about me. Because I'm saying I am numero uno for me. Not that I'm not going to be considerate of the people around. I love them. Love my friends. I love the world, right? I want to put love out into the world. I'm all about that. But at the same time, this, to me, I feel like this year is going to be about living your authentic self and being true to who you are, because the last year was the year of the snake, of shedding, getting rid of the old stuff. And now we've got a fire horse. Okay. To me, that's freedom. That's what I got to look it up more, but I do believe, a horse, it could mean that there's going to be assistance coming your way to help you, assistance, but at the same time, once that assistance arrives, where do you want to go? What do you want to be assisted with? What do you want? Or where do you want to go? Where do you want to travel to? Where do you want to go? What's the journey all about? What do you want to do on the journey? What are they helping you with? Okay. But it's about freedom. That's what I'm thinking. Because a horse, when I think about a horse, you think about assistance because you're riding on the horse. But at the same time, I'm thinking that it's about freedom, because horses run free. They're a song. Oh, I don't know. Was it Wild Horses Could Take Me Away? That's the song that just Wild, Wild Horses. I think it is Wild, Wild Horses Could Take Me Away, I think. That song was played in the movie Fear with Mark Wahlberg. Oh, it's an old movie, right? But that song just came to me. I'll have to make that a sunset song sometime, but to go and listen to it. Wild Wild Horses. You have to look it up, but it was featured in the movie. I can't think of who the artist is, but it was featured in the movie Fear with Mark Wahlberg. Old movie, right? I love the movie, but basically my idea is I'm thinking about a horse and I'm thinking about freedom, because you could, you think about a horse run along a beach. It's freedom. Like, it's open wind. It's wind, coursing and just running through their hair. It's freedom. So you've got freedom. So yeah, you got freedom, right? What do you want to do with that freedom? What do you want to do with your life? That's what I feel. That's what I'm thinking about this year, right? And I want to talk about that more the next time I go live. And obviously, I always want to talk about life because I'm going live, right? I want to talk about life, and I want to talk about living your authentic life, your life, the life that you want to live, right? And we join together and all that, but that's just the gift that I kind of wanted to bring tonight, and I wanted to present to you. It was just the idea of a key, because when you look at this, it's 11. Because this is the number 10 year, but when I looked at the clock yesterday, it was 11 o'clock, and that's just what I saw. I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know if meditation brings this stuff to you, because I may not have seen it this way before, but I just looked at it. And this was at the point where I hadn't moved the 11 over. I could touch my phone, and then the 11 would have been side by side with the 2 zeros, making it 11 o'clock. But when I look at this, I could take I look at it, and there were 11 sitting on top of the one. If with my imagination, and when I looked at it, this is what I saw. I wanted, my higher self, the universe, I wanted something to come and talk to you guys about for New Year's Eve. For New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, what am I going to do to bring it in with a bit of a bang? I got to have something to focus in on. And it came to me right away. I looked at the clock, it was 11 o'clock. And when I'm looking at it, I'm like, what do I see? And I looked at it and I'm like, it looks like two keys. And you take the one, you slide it down, maybe move it over a little bit, or keep it the way it is and just slide it down. And that looks like a key. Like you could open a door with a key, in some type of a door. And the idea is we are into, it was a bit of a threshold where we've walked into a brand new year. You look at the 11, and I was kind of thinking about, okay, I was going to think about 11 o'clock, because maybe I was going to start my live at 11 p.m. and then the last hour of 2025, we were going to share together and talk about everything. And how's everybody feeling? What are you trying to attract? Maybe leave it here in the comments, because you're claiming it. You're saying it's already yours. It's written, right? And my idea is, it was 11 o'clock. Within that 11 o'clock hour, that's a bit of a threshold. We were getting up to that door. Now we've walked through the threshold, and we are in this new year of 2026, the year of the fire horse, right? And fire is a change. It's about change. It's alchemy. It's about transformation. We had the year of the snake. Now we're in the year of the fire horse. I see freedom. I see a key to being your authentic self. That's what I see. And that's the gift that I wanted to bring to you guys tonight, or right for New Year's Eve and coming into New Year's Day. And I wanted to give you that gift because I look at it as a gift anyway, right? Like, and I just want to thank you all, everybody who, that's here tonight, or anyone who has, maybe you might come back and watch this video some other time, but I'm just thinking about that at that point when I felt alone. Or you know what? Anytime that I felt alone, like in my life, because see, you guys are listening to that story. You're listening to the story, all the things that I've been through in my life, what made me Shadow Girl Sherry. You guys are listening to me. And I feel like if you're listening to me, it means something, because you could be doing so many other different things. Like if somebody were on here and this stuff didn't mean anything to them, it's kind of like you're eavesdropping. Like, and I don't want to think that there's somebody like eavesdropping. I want to think that people are here because they want to be here. Like you're here for a reason, because if you're not, then you're wasting your time. And I want people to be here that want to be here. And, we have something in common. We're discussing something. And with that being said, again, I want to thank you so much for watching me tonight, joining me at this time, this special time. And again, on that 8th month, 8th day, it was 13 people. And I like to think that in that first time I went live, it was a candle that was in the picture or whatever, right? Taken from my phone. And I set it up, right, in a certain way. All the colors were bright and everything, but I had a candle in the video. And my idea was the candle was not lit. I didn't have the candle lit. Okay. The reason why it wasn't lit was because basically I wanted to see if anybody was going to come. At least one person would listen to me. And you see the number 1 right now, right? It's key, threshold, right? Okay. In a number 1 kind of looks like a single like candle that you would put on top of a cake. Like you get what I'm saying? It looks like a match in a matchbook. But you take the idea is that candle was not lit. My idea was, if I had just one person to listen to that first live, that was encouraging me. That was telling me, hey, I I hear what you're saying. I kind of went through that. I feel this way. Let's encourage each other. And basically, I wanted to see if somebody, at least one person, would listen. And do believe it was 13 people, and 13 is a feminine number. That's another video, but it's a good number, even though people like to give it a bad name, right? Like a lot of things, but it's a good number, wonderful number. And the idea was, someone listened, right? And I do believe it was 13 people. And with that, I said, okay, that's a bit of a match. That's a bit of a match. We are a match. Whoever it was, we're a match because they stopped and they listened to me. We're a match. So a bit of a flame was lit. And the next time that I went live, I had that same picture basically. It may have been changed up a little bit. Maybe one item had been taken out, maybe another one added, but the same candle was in that picture. But in that the next live, that picture, the candle was present, and it was a present to me really that people were listening. And it was I'd taken that same candle and it was lit. It was lit because there were people that listened to me. And obviously I matched up with people. Okay. There was a flame. And every time you choose to like, click, share, subscribe, you keep that flame going, right? And I just want to think that we're all, celebrating with each other. We're going to be congratulating each other on so many different things. And we're going on a path, right? And there's so much that I want to share with you guys, but again, I want to thank you so much for listening to me, because again, it wasn't even just about the fact that you listened to me on that 8th month, 8th day, when at that point in my life I just felt alone. But because I felt alone, it pushed me to come and make that video and to go live for the first time and find you guys, to meet you guys. It was encouraging. It's like, oh man, I feel so alone. Like I feel like nobody really understands me. I feel alone. And just whenever you feel that way, I want you to know that there are other people out here. You may feel like you're alone sometimes. If you're watching this, you may feel like you're a little bit of a misfit, but there is magic in being a misfit. Why does everybody have to be the same? Okay. And I just want you to think about that. And whenever you feel that way, know that there is a place for you. Okay. It could be I hope that you'll keep joining me and you'll like, click, share, subscribe, all those different things. But everybody fits in somewhere. You might feel like you don't fit in, but there's so many different people that feel the same things that you feel. I mean, that's why music is made. There's somebody to where they come and the song comes up in their mind. Okay. They may sing the song or they give it to someone else to sing. The next thing you know, it's being played on the radio, all around, broadcasted for other people to hear. Okay. Other people are listening, and there's going to be some people that aren't going to agree with it. And they're not going to be like the song. But then there are going to be people that like the song. So there's got to be somebody to sing it. And then there's going to be people listening to it. So obviously it wasn't a dumb idea, because somebody else, there's people listening to the same song all around the world. Okay. So that's what I wanted to put out to you guys. And just basically on that 8th month day, and it's 108 right now. And the 108, that's a powerful number when it comes to spirituality. I won't go into all that. But basically, guys, this is just what I wanted to present to you guys. I feel like it's a little bit of a gift. I wanted you to think about your own life and how life is a gift, how your life is a gift, how you've got gifts to bring into other people's lives, how your gifts, there's something that you have to deliver to bring to people that's going to make them feel wonderful. And my channel is about finding that. And I would just want to say that I'm so glad that I found all you all, and that, I'm building a bit of a community. And again, just on that, at that period, the 8th month, 8th day, I'm glad that I went live. I was nervous and all that, but I felt so alone. I felt alone at that point. Like I didn't have a lot, like maybe I had people around me, people I love, all that different stuff, but I didn't feel like I had people all the time, that would understand little itsy bitsy, some big things, and then other things, little itsy bitsy things. And it's like, man, I feel alone. Like I'm thinking something and I don't want to feel weird. So I started going live, and I'm like, I don't feel alone. I don't have to feel, if I feel something, I don't have to feel alone, because I know there's somebody out there that feels the same thing that I'm feeling. Again, I said a song. One person might not like a song, but there's going to be so many other people that like that song. Okay. Just because one person told you no. Okay. For every no, I wonder how many yeses there are out there waiting to be said, waiting for you to bump into the person, ask them something, and, knock on their door and they're going to come. Yes. Yes, it's okay. We can do that. Or yes to this. Where there were so many other people that said no, right? No, no, no. But then there's so many more yeses out there. And I want us to get to that, to those yeses. And, when there's no's, then of course you got to respect the boundaries. Well, it's life. But guys, again, I just want to thank you guys so much. Again, this was a gift that I wanted to bring to you guys to talk about keys. And I want to come back and talk about the spiritual meaning all down the board, what keys mean. And not only I also want to talk about keys because I want to talk about keys. I want to talk about doors. I want to talk about that more. And the reason why I want to talk about those things is because a couple of videos over, I went live and I was talking about a birth chart. Guys, right now, I just want you to think about something that you're really trying to manifest, and think about it as it's already yours, because it's 111. And this is the very first day of the year. This is the very first day of the year. The number 11 is in 111, and then you have another number that's in there. Three ones side by side. And even when I think about the number 3, it's the number of creation. So, just think about something that you're trying to manifest. Think about it as in it's already yours. Maybe place your hand over your heart, whatever. Think about it right now, because we're all gathered together as a collective. Think about it in this first month, this first day of the year. Okay. Think about it and feel the feeling as if, what would you feel like if this gift were delivered to you? It's yours, right? It's yours already. How would you feel? And that's the feeling that you want to feel, because through that feeling, it's said through the law of attraction that you are attracting it to you. The universe wants to give you what you want. That's why you want it. It's because the universe, on some timeline, you already have it. So you just want to get to the year. You want to be on that timeline. And when you're being positive, hey, that's what you're doing. So, but guys, basically, I just wanted to kind of deliver that gift to you. Just the idea of a key, that you are walking into a threshold, a brand new year. And, also the idea, what I was thinking about with keys and doors is because for every month of this year, 2026, I want to talk about somewhere along the line within every month. I want to talk about birth charts. Your birth chart, my birth chart, a bit of an idea what birth charts mean. I'm not an expert on it because I'm still studying it myself, but I've looked into it enough. I would love to get a professional to look into my birth chart and like lay it all down on the line, right? But I have looked into it enough to know that they are real. At least my birth chart is spot on. It's crazy spot on. And I just want to leave that with you. Look into your birth chart. And I just, as much as I can kind of touch on it, that's what I'm going to be trying to do for every month of, somewhere within every month of this year of 2025. I'm trying to make that happen. I don't want to run behind for this first month. There's a first house. There's 12 houses. Just like there's 12 numbers on the clock, right? And 12 o'clock tonight or 12 o'clock this morning was very significant because obviously we stepped through the threshold of a brand new year. Okay. And, but just the number 12 is, it is very significant, the number 12. But, basically there are 12 houses, within your birth chart, and they all mean something. There's planets. It's about the planets. It's about the placement of where everything was when you were born. And I'm going to come back and talk more about it. I want to talk about the first house in the first month, the second house in the second month. And you get what I'm saying? The third house in the third month, and the fourth, and on every month, because there's 12 months in this year. And I'm going to try my best to make time to do that. And I don't know everything, But I think that if you even look into your birth chart on your own free time, and hopefully you'll come back and join me and we can kind of talk about it and I'll tell you what I know and different things like that. Um, you're going to know that it's the real thing. Like I do personal tarot card, like I do tarot readings on myself. I believe in my tarot decks, my oracle decks. I put my energy into them. I could tell you stories to make you believe it. But people think it's a bunch of hoo-wah, whatever. But okay, tarot cards are they're real. I feel that they're real. I've had some crazy experiences and like, wow, that's spot on. But when I looked into my birth chart, I'm like, oh, this it's I can't believe it's true. Like this is crazy. Like, but it's wonderful because I found some things in my birth chart that I don't like. I'm not fond of it, but I can definitely up and down, straight up see Shadow Girl Sherry in my birth chart. Okay. And there are some things that I don't like, but me and my inquisitive mind, the first thing I thought, okay, if say you have a Saturn placement, right? Saturn's not fun, right? Discipline, all that different stuff. Okay. There are remedies. Okay. Saturday is the day that deals with Saturn energy. It's Saturday. Think about Saturn and Saturday. One thing that you could do, you could donate and give back to your community or give to some special cause, like some charity. And it's the energy of it is just going to be amplified and just said to be seen by the universe and seen by the energy of Saturn. Like you are healing that energy just by doing that. And there's other things that you can do. Just like there's things that you can do to work with the energy of Venus. The day that corresponds with Venus is Friday. Venus is a planet, but Venus is also the goddess of love. I don't know if it's the Greek goddess or the Roman goddess, but there's Aphrodite and there's Venus. But Fridays are associated with Venus. They correspond. Fridays are associated with Venus. These are the day. This is on Fridays. You can do these things, whenever you want, but there's going to be an amplification to the energy if you do it on a Friday. Things like that deals with love, things that deal with luxury, things that deal with love, luxury, maybe a little bit of money sprinkled in there, beauty, things that deal with beauty. It's said to be amplified at that time. So every month corresponds to, or every planet, it corresponds with different energies and different things. And I just want to be able to kind of present these things to you. And the first way that I did it, I decided to present this by it was a means of a gingerbread house. And the gingerbread house was basically, it was a chocolate house really, but I found that the house came out at around Halloween, and it was like a gingerbread house or chocolate house or whatever that goes along with Stranger Things. And I made it to look like if you were to go to YouTube and you were to look at the thumb whatever, and you were to see that on my channel, Sunset Songs, you would look on the outside and think it was some beautiful setup, like, oh, maybe that it's a beautiful setup, like a snowy scene or something, or you might want to think about a cottage like in the woods, something beautiful, right? Or man, you think about, I don't know, the Barbie dream house. When I was a little girl, I always wanted a Barbie dream house, right? But the idea was when you clicked on that video to watch it, you see like a beautiful scene, like a snowy outdoor like tree and whatever. But once you clicked on it and you saw it and it came to life, then you got in and you opened the door. And when I say open the door, you clicked on the video to watch it. When it pops up, it's the Creole house from Stranger Things. Now, I do want to admit, the way I was just telling it, because when I looked at my birth chart, I found out strange things. Like, oh, it's strange. It's strange how how real your birth chart is, how accurate it is. It's strange. But I do have to admit that my life is not as bad as that Creole house, right? On Stranger Things. At that point when I made that video and when I When I looked at the gingerbread, that gingerbread or chocolate house in the stores at Halloween, at that point hadn't watched the whole idea of what was going on in the Creel House on Stranger Things. So I may not have used that. Things aren't that bad for me there at all. But I am a fan of Stranger Things, and that's what I used. And basically, for every month, I'm gonna set up some type of a home setup. That'll be the picture. It could be a gingerbread house. I use that home for the month of December, when I could have used a beautiful gingerbread house. It was the Creole house, because I'm talking about how strange it is, how accurate your birth chart is. That was the introduction. Then once we go in the new year, for the first house, the second, all the different months, I'm gonna have some type of a home set up. And once you click on it, then you're going to come inside basically. And when I say come inside, you've unlocked the door. And how did you do that? It's because you clicked on the video to watch it. Once you watch the video, I'm going to be talking about one of the houses, the first house, the second house, the third house, depending on what month it is, throughout this whole year of 2026, because there are 12 houses within your birth chart, and there are 12 months in a year. In the such the same, there's 12 you know, 12 numbers on the head of a clock, but 12 is just a significant number. And again, 12 houses in your birth chart, and 12 months of the year, so it all corresponds. And my idea was, when I wanted to start talking about like the spiritual meaning of keys all down the line, like when it means in like biblical terms, the significance when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to like witchcraft, when it just comes to like just the laws of life or the universe, whatever. Because I think there might be 12. Is it 12 universal laws? I could be wrong. I think it is. I don't quote me there. But just basically, my idea is, I thought that this would be, when I saw this, basically these keys for this new year, stepping in this new year, I also thought about the fact that I'm going to be talking about your birth chart. I'm going to try to talk about the birth chart within every month of this year. And when you think about, there's 12 houses in your chart. And when you come to a house, obviously there's going to be a door, and there's going to be keys to open that house, unless you really don't care about your house, right? Anything you like, you want to protect it, right? You love it, you want to take care of it, you want to protect it, it's yours. So you have a key. There's a lock and there's a key. And that's the way that when I saw this, I'm like, I had asked my higher self, whatever, give me an idea, something to talk about for New Year's Eve and to go into New Year's Day. And it came right to me when I looked at my clock. It was 11 o'clock. I looked at it, and for whatever reason, I saw two keys. And it's just the fact that I'm thinking about the number, that this is the year of the fire horse. This looks like a threshold, but even if you think about the number 10, the zero, I do believe anytime you have a zero, it amplifies the number that it's beside. So it's amplifying that number one. So think about if you had a key in your hand, and it's amplified with your energy, your authentic self. You are bringing, with this key, you are attracting the life that you want. You're opening the door to the life that you want. You're opening the door to your dream house. You're opening the door. It's unlocking your dream car, whatever it is. That's my idea. And altogether, it's about unlocking this year, unlocking your authentic self, being who you are, living the life you want to live. And again, it fit together because a house has a lock and it has a key. And I'm going to be, within this year of 2026. Have I been saying 2025? I got to get used to saying 2026. I'm going to be talking about your birth chart. And for every month, I'm going to be talking about one house in your birth chart. And the idea was to join the idea of a key and doors and all that in the houses. So I hope you get what I'm saying. I hope you like this idea. I hope that you have enjoyed this video as much as this live, as much as I have enjoyed this live. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me, but now I just got to realize that, I don't want to talk as much long as I normally do, because of the time of the hour that is right now, and just the fact that I don't live alone, and I want to have respect for that. And I do want to go and tell everybody in my house that, Happy New Year and love you guys. And we made it. And, we had some crazy times in 2025, but we made it, right? And, we're family. We love each other, right? And I just want to go tell everybody Happy New Year. Just like I wanted to come, I got away from them for a little bit because I wanted to come and tell you guys Happy New Year. I got to get back to them, and what a joy it is, and what a blessing or a blessing it is to have people around you that you love, and just think about that. Think about that gift. Think about the gift of your life, and then the gift that other people bring to you by being in your life, right? Okay, and the gift that this new year, what gifts are going to be coming to you? What are you calling in, right? That's what I wanted to deliver to you guys. And again, I wanted to just say thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody who likes, clicks, shares, leaves comments, whatever they are, because even if it's a negative comment, it still sends it in an algorithm. I don't like it, but you got to take the critiques and things too. That it means growth as well, right? And if someone's listening, they're listening for a reason. They are listening for a reason, because you got to think about that. Even if like, say you have haters, if you don't have haters at some point, it probably means you're not doing something right, because people aren't looking at you. You've got to get people that are doing big things are getting attention. There's going to be some people that it's going to be positive attention. And then we can't always, not everybody, you're not going to agree with everything that everybody says. And that's all right, because we're all different people, right? We're all different people. And I'm trying to make it so everybody's thinking and living their best, their most authentic life, because that's a happy life. It's your life, your name, your life. Okay. That's what this was all about. And I didn't get to touch base on all the things that I wanted to talk about with the spiritual significance of keys and doors and all that. But guys, I've got a whole year to talk about it, because we just stepped through this threshold, right? I might come on later on today and talk about a little bit more of the idea. Just want to talk about the spiritual significant the spiritual significance of keys, of one key, of multiple keys, just of keys. It could be the witchcraft meaning, the spiritual meaning, maybe in the Bible. I like to talk about it all down the line. But again, quickly, this video was also, I feel, is a bit of a gift that I wanted to deliver to anybody that was taking time out of their New Year's Eve and New Year's Day to come and hang out with me, because you didn't have to do it. There were so many different things you could have been doing, but you came and joined me. And, just know that you're never alone. Just like I found out, there's always somebody that thinks what you think, and you're never alone. And I just want to thank you guys from that very first time that I went live. Again, I felt alone, and then I got on, and there were I do believe it was 13 people. But if it had been one person, there was somebody listening to me, and that let me know, okay, I got a little bit of a chemistry or a match with someone. We match up. So I'm going to keep lighting that candle and bring in the gift, what I have to say. And we're going to be bringing gifts to each other and living this life. And that was what it was all about. And, I no longer have to, if I want to write in a journal, I can. If I want to write in a diary, whatever you want to call it, I can do that. I see the name Rosemary, and lately I've been kind of looking into that, into rosemary, that herb, rosemary. So I kind of feel like that's pretty significant to see that name, Rosemary. I want to say what's up to you guys, and thank you so much. And even seeing the name Rosemary, because I was kind of looking into that a little bit lately. And guys, when you go and you look into like herbs and different things, you would be so surprised what they are connected to, the deities, all down the line with it, the underlying story of the herbs, and what you can do with them, how you could use them if you were thinking about what witchy things, or how you could use them in the kitchen, or all kinds of different stuff. It's just, spirituality is such a big book. But again, I just want to thank you guys so much, and that's what this was all about. And again, it wasn't just about the Lionsgate's portal and saying thank you for that and just listening to me there. But when you guys listen to me on my channel, it lets me know that I was never alone, really, because now I get to bring those stories and tell the things that I've gone through. I can share them with somebody. So even then, I wasn't alone. I just thought I was alone, right? You're never alone. So with that being said, guys, I'm one of those ones. I'm not the biggest techie person. I'm talkative and all that, but I'm going to be shutting this live down as soon as I can figure out how to do it. I could keep on talking, but I just gotta, have respect for the fact that I don't live alone, and I am a little bit tired and whatever. And, my cat Sasha's always waiting on me. Like she'll get to like jump on my bed, and she's let me know I'm tired. Like, Mommy, when are you coming to go to sleep? Like, I'm here. I know you're on your way, so I'm gonna warm the bed up for you, this spot here for you. So I know she's probably there now. So I might stay up a little bit longer, but I am kind of feeling a little bit tired, and there's nothing wrong with sleeping, because when you sleep, your dreams come to you. Messages and things and answers and stuff come to you through your dreams. And I suggest to, keep a dream journal or diary. So, and look, now I just saw a Wildcats joined, and that makes me think about my crazy cat co-host, Sasha. I've often said that if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I say that my cat, Sasha, is my co-host here, and I just saw a Wildcats join. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me here on this first day of New Year's. And just thank you so much. Right now, I'm going to be I'm not the most techie person, so I'm trying to figure out how to shut this down. And I'll go live, and then I'll go for a couple of days, and I don't go live, and then I forget how to do it. So you're going to be hearing me shut down, like trying to figure out how to do it. But basically, this is going to be the conclusion. I'm going to be concluding this live, and this is going to be it for Shadow Girl Sherry for right now. I'm not going to say that I may not come back on later on in this day, like later on tonight, right? Even though it's dark right now, it's morning, right? It's morning. It's just dark outside, but later on we'll have the night. So I might pop back on then and just see how everything's going for you guys on this first day of this brand new year. We've walked through this threshold of 2026. And guys, I want to wish you a happy New Year's, because you sure have given me started mine out with me. And I feel like it's going to be a wonderful year. That's what we're calling in. But this is going to be Shadow Girl Sherry trying to figure out how to shut down. So you might hear me talking a little bit more, mumbling or whatever, but basically I'm trying to figure out how to shut down. My phone is at 44%. Right now, 2 4s beside each other. That's grounding energy. And yeah, so we're getting grounded and starting this new year out and trying to figure out how to shut this down. All right, tap again to exit. Oh boy. Oh, okay, guys. I see one more person with me tonight. I want to thank you so much for staying on with me for so long. I can't wait to see how many people join me tonight for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And I said tonight, it's New Year's Day. It's just dark outside. But thank you guys so much for joining me. This is Shadow Girl Sherry signing out. Happy New Year, and take care.